Hello my friends, this is Jose from LUOVITA, and today I'm going to be a little more precise because I had a lot of demands. Last time I talked about how to be the best version of yourself, but how can you be the best version of yourself in all areas of life? So, if you want to be the best version of yourself in all aspects of your life, you need to set the intention and stop making excuses and this victimisations. So it's time to start with figuring out what it is that you want and what you need in order to achieve it. And we are going through some things you can do to achieve this. So the first is setting measurable goals. So creating a goal and sticking to it is easier if you know exactly what you want to achieve. So a specific goal needs to be achievable, measurable and realistic. So these three components define how you can measure your progress and how much further you need to go to achieve this goal. So when you set your goal, remember to set this time frame to reach it. This will help you to ensure that you stay motivated and focused throughout all this process. So creating measurable goals is also more motivating and sometimes exciting, of course, but it can also be daunting. That means remember that goals require some work and commitment. So you should set realistic goals that are both short-term and long-term. So these short-term goals is that what you, for example, can achieve in half a year, and such as getting a job promotion or something you always dreamed of that is really achievable in this time frame. Long-term goals, for example, can last for 1 to 5 years and even 10 years sometimes. And this usually involves, for example, and this always needs to be done with completing these smaller short-term goals. So for example, if you are trying to change your current behavior, setting these measurable goals will make you easier to improve your new habits, for example. Goal setting can also help you change old behaviors that are no longer serving you. For example, you are chronically late, for example, all the time, and you want to be on time every day. Setting goals and apply them strategy will be more likely to get there. So achieving these goals will give you a sense of accomplishment and happiness sometimes, and that it's motivating. That's very motivating. So you can set, and once you set some specific and these measurable goals, the next step is defining them. That means they should be relevant to you, aligned with your values and have no really time constraints. That means when you are writing down your goal, don't forget to include some feedback also and reflect on this feedback you receive, for example, when you are trying to achieve them. So by setting these clear measurable goals, you will be able to monitor your progress and adjust them accordingly. Next thing is focusing on your strengths. That means regardless of your personality, you have certain skill and talents. All we have that no other person have. This is very important concept is understand to improve your life and career, for example. If you focus, for example, on your strengths, you will release this authentic self and realize your true potential. Focusing on your strengths means understanding your nurturing your personality traits, for example. These are, for example, your talents, passions and interests. So as a result, you have more energy and enthusiasm to put into your work, life and your relationships. So as an entrepreneur, for example, like me, or in your private life, you should focus on your strengths to gain more success in all aspects of your life. Focusing on your strengths means also that you seek opportunities and minimize these problems. Focusing on your weaknesses decreases your self-confidence, but it's also important to overcome them. And focusing on your weaknesses is not good sometimes, but focusing on your strengths is important. But you should not neglect your weaknesses, because they are also important. So the things that you hold you back are your weaknesses. It can help you recognize and develop your strengths. For example, you take on these weaknesses and develop this into strengths. And this will contribute you to personal growth, for example. This could be like social skills or professional traits. You should also, for example, choose attributes that represents you the best. And you should start by addressing your weaknesses and you will so become the best version in all aspects of your life. So I know it's not easy to see your strengths or weaknesses, but this will help, and this will help you become this better person. So if you focus, for example, on your strengths, you become more confident, more successful, and more satisfied with your life, with yourself. For example, if you are naturally creative, you won't expecting any problem finding conversations. Or if you're social, for example, you will find it easier to to solve problems in an unfamiliar environment, for example. Next step is accepting where you are. That means, you must first accept this self-acceptance. That means self-acceptance means that you cannot change easily, but you can do something about it. When it comes, for example, to the positive stuff in life, you have to embrace them and see the good things in others, in the positive and the negative ones. There are, for example, a few ways you can do this. The first one, for example, is making a list with these positive and negative attributes. Once you've finished writing this list, look and reflect on them. Try to identify the reason for each other, for each one of these points. And afterwards, it's to learn about your essential you-ness. That means you have to sit down and ask yourself these questions. What do I enjoy doing, for example, and what kind of people do I enjoy being with? So this involves managing your external resources, and this is important as these inner resources that we have. Having the right mix of the inner and outer resources help you really invest in yourself and in others. So you can change your world and the world of others. So creating this positive legacy, for example, requires some work, of course, and determination. But the first step is to take care of your body, and physically and mentally. So these inner resources are, of course, limited to our biological limits, for example, but these outer resources can grow a lot faster and make you also advance very quickly in life. So achieving this, let's say, peak performance requires some constant acquisition of new inner resources also, such as this positive mindset, this healthy body, and also a healthy spirit, of course. You can't simply rely on these inner resources alone. Of course, you must, for example, be conscious of your physical, this emotional and spiritual state, and continuously invest in them. So if you need help, I have a lot of resources in the description. Check them out, let me know, and of course these are a video to help. These are resources to help. So let me know how they helped you, how this video helped you, and you can share them, you can subscribe. Also, I really appreciate the time you invest in yourself, the time we are connected. So make the best out of your life. So until next time, bye bye.